that's taking care of the skimmer, at least for today. Hey, it's Dave, the top frog with Pondscapes of Charlotte. We're here at the beginning of December at my own pond, and we're going to talk a little bit about the leaves falling and what needs to be done with your water feature during that time. There are different ways that you can handle this. You can get your pond netted, or you can choose not to net your pond. I choose not to net my pond. What I find is that I have to clean my skimmer basket out sometimes twice a day in order to keep the water flowing. If I net my pond, I don't have that issue. A couple things that I want to mention to you that will give you an idea that something needs to be done is if you take a look over here at the skimmer, you'll see how leaves have blocked up the opening of where the water goes into the skimmer. And the reason for that is the basket in there is probably full. One of the other things, if you want to come on down here, normally we have a pretty robust flow coming over our wetlands waterfall there, and that has dropped off significantly also. So that's another telltale sign that work needs to be done. So the first thing we're going to address is the skimmer, and I will head back to the skimmer and we'll take a look at that and see what's going on. All right, so we're headed back here to the skimmer. The whole idea about the skimmer is that you don't know it's there. This right here is one of our fake rocks that we use to cover the skimmer. It's a very real looking rock. We use a log in the front to disguise that origination point. So I'm going to take this off and we're going to take a look inside and see what's going on. The water level in our pump area is lower than the water level in the pond. And the reason for this is the pump is taking more water in than it can pull through this opening. And the reason for that is the leaves piling up in here and up in the front. So rather than just take this out right now and free this up, I'm afraid all those leaves will come in to the skimmer and get caught in the bottom down around the pump. So what I'm going to start doing is taking some of this out by hand, and what we should see is the water level start to equalize. There's a lot of leaves in here. All right, so you can see by taking out those leaves that the water level has equalized on the inside of the net or basket to the outside of the net or the basket. It's the same level. That means the pump is not drawing in more water than can get through this opening. I could take the net out now and empty it out, but we still have all these leaves in the front here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to free up these leaves through here, and hopefully it'll just start sucking them through is the goal. If I were cleaning out my basket more often, I wouldn't have to do this. The leaves would come in and get caught up in here. So we have a whole pile of leaves in the front of here that's getting caught up. If you net your pond, you don't have to deal with this, but all the leaves are on top of the net, and they would have to be cleaned off. So now you can see it's starting to bring leaves in here from out in the pond. They're starting to work their way through because we freed it up. Now, if I were to walk away, the water would go down again, whereas water can't get through the netting and the pump starts drawing more water than it can get. But I'm just going to clean them out here. So you might be asking if this water is cold. Yes, this water's cold. Of course, if you don't want to do this, you can give us a call. We'd be happy to come over and take care of it for you. One of the other things I should point out is you can see over here our autofill valve is running because it's getting a false reading. It's saying the water is low in the pond because we can't get enough water through here. So this is lower than the inside, the pond level. So it's getting a false reading that the pond is low on water when in fact the pond isn't low at all. It's been about a week since I've cleaned out my basket, and this time of year we just get enough leaves that are still falling that it needs to be done a little more often than that. Take this off real quick and dump it out. You can rinse this off if you like to, or you can just put it back in. You just want to try and get as much of the leaves out as you can. I'm going to hold this up here, the trap door, and the water level will start to go down a little, and I'll clean some of these leaves out of here that got by the net when I had the net out. So you can see a little better here. What happens is when that water level on the outside of the net starts to go down, this drops down because it thinks it needs water when the pond is full. So it really doesn't need water. You can look down in here and see our filter is relatively clean. The leaves were the problem, not the filter. You can see if we were going to clean the filter off, we've got the water level down below the filter, so when you take the filter out, you don't have a lot of the debris from the filter falling into around the pump. If I do take that filter out, I can go down to the bottom of the pump to the front of the pump and make sure that there aren't any leaves around the front of the pump. And there's a few down there. Once again, you can clean the filter out if you want to. I don't feel like it needs it, so I'm just going to put it back in. Still don't want to let that door come down because a bunch of leaves will come in and go down to our filter. So I'm going to put this back in. Lock it down underneath the opening lip, and then I can open it back up again. And you'll see all the leaves come in. Go ahead and get these last fresh leaves that have come in. All right, so the autofill's been filling here for a few minutes, and you can see our water level is a little bit high. It should be down about 1 inch from here, and it's just about at the top now. So some leaves still get in, but some of them are going to start to get caught on the front. Now, there's a drain back here, but since we're kind of landlocked back in here and we can't drain out the drain, we have a low edge that's located over there underneath the deck. It's above the low edge right now, so water's going to start going over the low edge, and the water level will drop back down low enough here in a couple minutes so that the leaves can get back in here again. That's taking care of the skimmer, at least for today. We'd have to do it again tomorrow, depending on how many leaves fall. Now, if you want to let it go a week like I did, you can do that. It's just going to take you 15 minutes instead of 2 minutes. Let's go over and take a look at the stream and see what's going on over there. Okay, so right about now, my hands are getting numb, so it's a lot easier to work. But once again, give us a call. We'll come over and take care of it for you so your hands don't get numb. Now that we have the skimmer cleaned out, I wanted to address the waterfall area. You can see our landscaper who blows the leaves into the stream. You want to try and talk to your landscaper and get them to not blow the leaves into the stream, because the leaves are going to form dams in the stream, and it's going to start diverting water over the sides. When I look over here at this waterfall, I see water flow less than what it should be. And the reason for that is because of these leaves damming up the stream. And eventually what happens, you can see down here, all these leaves in here, the water's flowing through now. But when you get up to here, the leaves right here have clogged in this tight spot right here. And the water level behind it is a lot higher than the water level in front of it. And what it's doing, it's forming a dam and raising the water level back here to the point where you can see right here, it's literally going over the edge of the liner and running out. Eventually, your pond's going to go down if that continues to happen. I'll give you a little pro tip here. You always want to start cleaning at the top of your stream and not at the bottom. If you start cleaning at the bottom, and then as you move up, some leaves get free from where you're cleaning, they go down and they clutter up what you've already cleaned. So we're going to start up here at the top of the waterfall and address that first waterfall here, where you can see here's our waterfall down here, and here's the water level up here because of these leaves getting clogged up in here. So I'm going to clean some of those leaves out, make sure that we're getting a good flow from our wetlands to our waterfall. You can see that flow increase right there dramatically, relatively quickly, taking these leaves off. When I talked frogs, Braden set up this log for me, and I'm just coming back on the back side here and clearing out the log so we can get plenty of flow through there. All right, so we got a good flow going there now. We'll go down to this pool area, just clean some of these leaves out of the pool, come back a little later and blow all these leaves away so they don't blow back into the stream. You can see right here we're getting a little dam forming right here where the water level's lowered. So we're going to clean that out, get our flow going back there again. Every once in a while you'll see as I'm clearing this out, leaves start tracking down the stream. If we had already cleaned the bottom, it would just be filling up the bottom that we already cleaned. So you can see how much more we've cleared all this out. You can see how much more leakage we have going because of all those leaves that we broke loose are headed downstream and clogging up right here. So when I take this clog out of the stream here, we should see this flow going out of the pond stop, because we'll get the water going back into the pond again. Let's try that. So you can see how far our stream level has dropped there, and we no longer have any flow over here where it's diverting out of the stream. What's nice is when it does leak, I can see it real easily right here. But if it were leaking on the side right there, going under the leaves, I wouldn't be able to see any of it. That would make it a problem because I wouldn't know where it was leaking. 9 times out of 10 this time of year, if your pond's leaking or your pondless waterfall's leaking, it's because of leaves either in the skimmer or in the stream. So I'm gonna get to work on this other stream, get those leaves cleaned out, blow, and we'll be in good shape for at least a week. Okay, so if you like doing your own maintenance on your pond, this should be very helpful for you. Frankly, there are a lot of people that like doing maintenance, including myself, on my own pond, except when it's in December. In December, it gets hard because the water's so cold. You can see you get your clothes wet, your hands are numb. If you need us to come out and take care of that, we can do that for you. Otherwise, you want to keep on top of that so that you're not diverting water out of your stream or pond into the ground and leaking water.